Oh, we don't need to tell you, managing to pay your bills is more challenging now than ever, especially with inflation raising the cost of everything from groceries to gas.
But there's another cost to that financial stress, what it's doing to our mental health. News Center Maine's Sean Stackhouse joins us now with a closer look at this mind-money connection. Hi, Sean.
Tori and Amanda, maybe money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you peace of mind. I spoke with financial and mental health experts about the impact financial stress can have on our mental health and what you can do about it.
I felt pretty hopeless, and from that moment on, I kind of knew where I wanted to go in my life.
Hope French knows a few things about navigating a tight budget. When she was pregnant, she couldn't work due to medical concerns.
So I lived off my savings. I had support from my family, but their funds were limited.
Hope says she was unable to access programs like rental assistance, so she ended up back at work and stretching her money as far as possible.
I just kind of kept pushing forward, and I knew that I would deal with the bills later. You know, instead of taking 6 weeks off after you have a baby, I could only take 4.5, 5 weeks off.
It's stressful decisions like these that the team at the Finance Authority of Maine, or FAME, see every day.
Once individuals begin to talk about it and open up, they begin to realize that all of us struggle with our finances on some level.
Mary Dyer is the Financial Education Program Manager at FAME. In her role, she works with families to help plan, budget, and save.
Often you'll hear financial experts say, you should have 3 to 6 months of expenses set aside. For many individuals, that's overwhelming.
Dyer works at a financial institution, but even staff here feel the stress of finances. 53% of employees reported in a recent survey that financial challenges were the #1 cause of stress in their lives. Shelley Desiderio is one of them.
I would have nightmares. It would wake me up in the middle of the night.
She's the chief accounting officer, but still feels overwhelmed. The trigger for that stress is different for each person, whether it's worrying about paying for rent or making credit card payments, or like with Shelley, planning a will. All of it impacts our mental health.
And it was just so, I don't have to worry about that now.
Shelley was able to use resources through FAME to help create her will. But what about people struggling to pay bills and buy groceries?
And if you don't have that, many people stop. They don't even reach out to ask for help because they say, I don't have a way to pay for it.
A theme you hear time and time again from experts like Greg Marley, who is the director of suicide prevention with NAMI Maine, is that if you're overwhelmed by money issues, take the first step and reach out.
It's not all therapy, it's not all medication. Those are two tools, but how do you change the stresses in your life? Is the same way that FAME says, how do you look at what is in your control for your budget? What is in your control in terms of your health and your mental health?
Removing some of that shame and anxiety begins with talking about it.
Because our society ties our self-worth to our financial stability. Struggling to pay your bills, not having enough money at the end of the month, watching inflation rip a hole in your budget is enough to crash our mental health. So again, these experts return to that theme. Please reach out to someone.
It might be a pastor. It might be a mentor. It's that first step to kind of begin to pave the way that's a path out of this.
Because few know better than Hope, who's preparing to enter her new job as a special educator in the Waterville School District. It can get better.
Start your emergency fund rather quickly, because you never know when things are going to happen.
Now, if you're trying to make sense of your finances, FAME has some great resources on its website, including the Enrich program, which can help you manage your money and plan for the future at no cost. And always remember community resources like rental assistance and LIHEAP for heating oil. And you can always call the new National Mental Health Crisis Hotline, 988. Tori and Amanda.
Thank you, Sean. Very important.
Right.
Yeah.